By order of operations, I really am going to need to have this 0.012 divided by 12. I'll need it in two places. I also want to know the 12 times 3, and I can do that one in my head, but if not, you can use your calculator and just do it right at the start. And I get 36 for my exponent there. Let's try out this 0.012 divided by 12. And I get 0.001. So instead of this fraction, I can use 0.001. And I can also store that in one of my storage bins, and I think I will do that and store it in A. And then I will also have this in the denominator stored in A. So remember, push the store button on this calculator, store, and then it defaults to A. So just push enter and it'll show that it put that answer, the 0.001, in A. Now that one is quick and easy. It doesn't go on and on like some of our other decimals, but I'm just modeling so that you know how to do it with a longer decimal. So I have this A, value in A, divided by 1 plus A to the 36th minus 1. I've got a ton of work in the denominator, so I'm going to skip right to that. So 1 plus whatever's in A. A is already sitting there on my calculator, so I can just add 1 to it. And then I see on my work that when I've added the 1, then I need to go to the 36th power. So I'll say to the 36th power, and I'll do another enter. And I'm going to leave those values sitting there on my calculator and make use of them throughout this process. Now I've done the 1 plus A here. I've raised it to the 36th power, and the next thing I need to do is subtract a 1 from that. So I'll just say minus 1 equals, and I'm going to take a minute and just write out my work. So I have 2,500 times the quantity of A over what's sitting on my calculator, which is 0.036637, and it goes on. All right, so I have the numerator value stored in A. I'll divide by what's sitting on the calculator. So remember, I can recall A and get my 0.001, and then divide by what's sitting in my answer bin, which is the very last calculation I did, which will be my 0.036637, etc. Or remember, you could have just stored this in B, and then you would just be doing recall A divided by recall B. Push enter, and I get a value. So right now I know that my payment is equal to 2,500 times 0.0272, and it goes on. And to do this calculation, of course, just times 2,500 equals, and now I have payment equals $68. It should be money, and I can see that I want to round to where there's a 3, but the next digit is a 6, so I'm going to have to bump that up to 24 cents instead of 23 cents. And my payment per month for 3 years will be $68.24, and at that time I should have, with my interest added in as well, I should have enough money to buy, or Siri should have enough money to buy the $2,500 MacBook Plus software that she's dying to have.